Good morning, everybody. It's your boy D Mac. Let's talk. Um, First, I want to thank you for coming on this morning. If you notice my title, I want to talk about selective outrage because I feel like selective outrage is the new pandemic that we have going across the United States. I noticed this because hey, what's up, self awareness? How you doing, my brother? Hey, you like my new little screen? Um, but yeah, man. The reason I came up with this topic this morning is because of the rapper DaBaby. Um, he made some disparaging comments about the LGBTQ community and HIV, and now he's going through a whole lot of hassle. They've canceled a lot of his shows, and they've just given him a hard time about his comments about the LGBT community. Now, I'm going to say that that wasn't right of what he did at all, but I want to point out how America has selective outrage because he made those disparaging comments and he was in the wrong and he faced consequences. We as black people have been in this country since 1619, and we have been talked about like dogs. We have been portrayed in a negative light for the whole entirety of our stay here. And the rap music is basically a how-to on how to kill a black man. But say anything about anybody else and you get put on the shelf. Your music will stop. They'll stop booking you for venues and all of these things to let you know that it's not okay to talk about these other people. So why is it okay for us to preach killing each other all the time? And nobody says nothing about that. As a matter of fact, the music industry fuels the talk about killing another black man and devaluing another black man at every turn. They made $1 billion industry off of it, but let you say something about anybody else disparaging, and you get canceled, and you get all of your livelihood taken away. We still haven't got a hate crime bill yet. They've already passed one for the Asians. They've already passed ones for everybody else, but they ain't passed one for us yet. So that tells you that they don't value us. They have absolutely no value for us. You can go out and do all the drill music, kill music, all you want to, and talk about destroying the lives of black people and talking about everything black being in a negative connotation, and they have absolutely nothing to say about it. But let Lil Nas X run out and disregard and disrespect the church. Nobody has nothing to say about it. But let somebody say something about Lil Nas X or the whole alphabet community, and now all of a sudden everybody's up in a major uproar. We're off balance, United States. We're way off balance. And if we don't get this under control now, then you already see where we're headed to. We're being destroyed. The whole entire belief system that this country was built on is allowed to be disrespected and mocked because you say, oh, well, we want to give them freedom of speech. But then when the baby have freedom of speech about something, all of a sudden, well, you can have freedom of speech, but there's going to be consequences to come with what you say. So why is there no consequences when it comes to preaching music about killing us? Why is there no outrage when it comes to black murder? Why is Black Lives Matter being looked at as a demonized thing? Why is it a bad thing for us to not want to be killed? Why is it a bad thing or a threatening thing for us to want people to realize that our lives matter? Yeah, I'm pissed off about this, so I'm getting ready to let go of the gloves. Yeah, we sit here and we talk about the riots on January the 6th, and you have people who have it in their mind, oh, well, those people were just out there demonstrating, and they come up with all the lies to tell so that they can spin it so that these white people don't look like exactly what they are, and that's a violent mob of racist killers. That's exactly what they was, but they will never call them anything like that. They won't ever call them terrorists. They won't ever call them racist. They won't ever call them Ku Klux Klan members exactly what they are. They'll call them everything in a positive connotation. But when it come down to us, any little thing, they even demonize our children. We have little 10, 11, 12-year-old children out here in the street, youth that are lost. But instead of saying we have 12-year-old lost youth in the street, what did Hillary Clinton say? They're demons. They demonized our children from day one, and they still demonizing our children to this very day. You see every video that they put up is black people being killed, black kids shooting, black kids dying, because that's all they want us to be seen as, is something to kill or something to get rid of. This is America. This is what America is bringing to us. So we gonna have to check ourselves, black people, because we can't look to anybody else to fix our issue. We have to fix it internally ourselves. Stop looking to outside sources, because you see they don't care about us. They don't care about us one bit. Not one bit. Everybody else seemed to get protected in the United States except for us. They never wanted us here. They wanted us here to do their work and to build up their country and then leave. They wanted to kill us all off. If they could have done that, then that's exactly what they would have done, especially after slavery. But then they found a new form of slavery to hold us under, and so they still kept their whole system intact. And they're still able to do what they was doing from day one. But what I want to know is, why is it that the people that built this entire country and were brought here against their will, why are we the ones treated worse than anybody? Why is it okay to kill us every day and talk about it every day, but it ain't okay to talk about nobody else? Because that's the narrative that they want pushed. Y'all better wake up and open your damn eyes and see what's going on. These people have set up a system for us to be murdered and dare us to say anything about it. They demonize us whenever we say that my black life matters. They demonize us when they say that my black child life matters, my black wife or my black husband or my black grandmother or grandpa life matter. And they demonize us because of that. They demonize us for that reason. But you have people going out here who are totally destroying the country, and they're still sitting in office. I thought whenever you have what's his name, Matt Gaetz. This dude is still sitting up in meetings. This dude is still in Senate. Why? We know he's a dirtbag. We know he's a pedophile. We know he's all of these things, but yet and still, well, no, I'll say allegedly. He's an alleged pedophile. Until they properly prosecute, which I doubt they will do, because there again, there's that selective outrage. They don't really care about people being sexually assaulted. You see how they did with Jeffrey Epstein. Those underage girls who were 13, 14, 15 years old, instead of charging him for child molestation, they charged that man with having sex with a prostitute. Okay, they took those girls and they broke them all the way down to be calling them prostitutes, because they didn't want Jeffrey Epstein to do the real time that he deserved. Look, open your eyes, America. Do you see what is taking place? And then whenever that man was about to let all the truth out, what they do? They murdered him in front of the entire country. And everybody made a meme about it. Jeffrey Epstein is a meme now. Instead of being the means to an end, he's a meme now. What happened to that list and all of those people on those lists that he got killed for? Ain't nobody even asking those questions about that dude, because you have selective outrage. You don't care about him doing the things that he did to those children. Because if you cared, you would still be fighting for some answers. You'd still be putting pressure on the government. But nobody cares. No, nobody care about those little girls who was allegedly molested by this man and Ghislaine Maxwell. because they have money, they have means. And so if you have money and means in the United States, then that means you can be a hypocrite all you want to. They don't care. Baby, hey man, you might have said something wrong, brother, but I don't feel like that they should try to come at you like they are. And I would stand my ground, man. And I'm sad to see you go on this apology tour because I said last week, dude, you can say sorry, but don't go on no apology tour because they're dictating what you're going to do and what you're going to say based off of the money and finances that they give you, bro. Some things are bigger than money and finance. Some things you have to stand up for. Sometimes you have to say, okay, well, ban me from that. All right, well, sign me out of that venue. Don't book me for this. But I'm going to stand on what I believe. Does anybody stand on anything they believe? The only people that stand on what they believe is the racist, white nationalist people of this country because they continue to fuel this narrative about black people and they don't care. They don't. So stop trying to look to people to care when they're never going to care. How can they care when they don't have a heart and they don't see you as a human being? They don't care. They won't ever care. So we need to quit seeking validation from these people who will sooner see us dead. Stop it. If they're in a high position, we need to get them out of that position and get somebody in that position who is going to care about us. That's how we do that. You got to work through this system to get what we need. Or if not, then we need to leave this country because that's the only way we're going to get anything. But sitting back waiting on these people to have a heart and actually do what's right is not going to happen. So we as a collective people need to take care of ourselves. Forget America, forget the United States government. We need to pull together and have our own defense system, you know, like they did at first with the Bloods and the Crips. When they originally started, those were men who decided to get together because they were tired of people coming in our community and hurting our children and our women, and we have no protection whatsoever because the police were the one who were doing it 9 times out of 10. And it's still the same thing to this day. So what do we need to do? We need to get up in those groups, older men now, not young kids. We need to get the older brothers, my age, in your 40s and on up. And we need to start walking around our neighborhood, showing a show of force, letting these people know that they're not just going to come in our neighborhoods. It's not going to be that easy. Black, white, Hispanic, whatever you are, you're not bringing that mess to our neighborhoods. And until we stand up and do that, we're not going to see any change in our neighborhoods because the police department don't care. The mayor don't care, the governor don't care, and the federal government sure don't care. And until we understand that as a people, we're going to be out here tap dancing for validation. That's what you want. You want to keep tap dancing for the validation of these people who could care less about you. As long as you're still perpetuating those myths to have our people to kill each other and to keep on buying into these stereotypes about us so that we can keep on killing each other, then you are part of the problem, and we need to get rid of you too. And I don't mean get rid of you like doing something violent because that'll be going against what I'm talking about. But what I am talking about is that Hippocratic cancel culture. We need to start canceling some people, black folks. We need to start canceling people. We seem like we always getting canceled when we say anything about anybody else outside of us. So maybe we need to start canceling some people from talking about us. Maybe we need to cancel some people from pushing this poor narrative of us that our kids seem to keep on adapting to and keep on jumping on to. Because like I said, if you don't know your identity from your childhood and you don't know your identity as a people growing up, you're going to latch on to whatever identity or image they stick out there in front of you. And this hip hop crap and this whole Western culture that we have as black people is not our culture. It's just like grits. Not grits. It's just like chitlins. You know how chitlins was the part of the pig that the people in the main house didn't want to eat. So they'd throw the guts in the bucket and give it to the slave. And the slaves took it and made something good out of it that they could sustain, that they could maintain off of. And then they saw that, oh, well, they took that and they turned it into something. So now they wanted to eat, oh, this is good. This is what our black culture in America is just like chitlins. It's the scraps that they didn't want, and so they throw them down to us, and we take the scraps and we make something out of what little bit left over that they give us. So the whole thing that we call black culture in the United States is not black culture. It's a makeup of all of these false images that they've given us from the time that we've come here. We've adopted them and put them on ourselves and taught this bull crap to our children and passed it down generation to generation. I'm sick of it. So if we can't talk about gay people, if we can't talk about white people, y'all can't talk about black people. And that's where we gonna end that. This is your boy D-Mac. Sticks and stones can break your bone, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.